YouTube, what's up, y'all? What's up, my YouTube peeps? What's up from the west side, east side, north side, upside down, and downtown? What's up, y'all? You gotta forgive me, y'all. I look a little rough. Um, I'm getting over like the worst case of hay fever I had in 20 years. Seriously. Getting sick on the road is like the worst thing. And I have allergies, but they've been under control. But this past week, they were so bad that I was debilitated. Couldn't cut my hair, couldn't shave. Richie Rich looks a hot mess, but I feel better today. But if you got allergies, man, Mother Nature was trying to kill you. They was trying to kill me today. So, what's up, y'all? I think I get on here for a little bit, see what everybody's doing, see what's up with my peeps. I want to see anybody else is doing good out here, man. And Mother Nature trying to kill you. Cause that bitch trying to take me out. I mean, my allergies were so bad. I couldn't even, I look rough. I ain't shave, I ain't do nothing. I think I'm rough it for a little bit. Alright, I like this rugged look. Maybe truckers leave me alone. Hey, I'm here at the truck stop, right? I'm gonna point something out real quick. This pisses me off to pistivity. Okay, I want y'all to see this real quick. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can. Okay. So look, it's empty, right? And look who's parked next to me. It's like empty. Why do truckers do that? The parking lot be empty, and somebody pull right next to you. Adam, what's on, buddy? What's up, man? Adam Vega, how you doing, sir? I hope everything's going good with you and your family. Hope you're being a productive citizen out here making money. I hope you're not getting sick from hay fever, because I'm still hurting. I was down for a week. And you know what sucks? Being 1,000 miles away from home and sick. Hay fever feels like flu to me. I thought I caught the big C word. Adam, you left Stevens. Where did you go? What you doing with yourself, buddy? Where did you head on to? Stevens Transport. Yeah, it's a little rough over there right now. It's rough in trucking, period. I was just talking to my Steven buddy this morning, and actually, this is why I made a video. What the fuck, man? Muhammad Dicky, what's up, man? What's the word, bro? I was just talking to my man from Stevens this morning. He's a trainer, and I was talking to him because I missed my paycheck. And what I mean by that is I missed my old paycheck. I'm talking back from 2018 to 2021. BFF forever. What's up, baby? Hi. I think it's a woman. I hope it's a woman. But I missed my old paycheck. And the reason I say that because I was looking through my bank statements, and I saw $15,000 and $20,000. I used to make per month. And I'm looking at my checks now. Muhammad Dicky, you are speaking another language, sir. I don't know what that means. I hope he ain't placing a curse. I hope it's a curse for good luck. Shit, I don't need any more bad luck in my life, sir. Muhammad, where you from? That's your Darvin Miss. What do you think about the food service companies that make the driver's team for 24 hours and on top of that slip seating? Darvin, that's crap. Oh, the BLC comment. Okay, I gotta read that. I gotta read that, sir. That's food service is hard work. You're gonna earn every single penny of that paycheck. You are. That's hard work. Oh, look at that. Hey, I want to make a comment real quick. It's kind of like, I probably shouldn't say it, but a lot of these female truckers are getting better looking. Yeah, they're getting a lot better looking. Thank God. Something to look at. Anyway, working at food service is hard work. Okay, that's back-breaking work. That's young man's work. If I was in my early 20s, I would do that because most of those guys are home every day. But unfortunately, I'm not, and my knees and hips hurt. I can't do it. So let's see here. Rex Payne. I made it 11 days at BLC before accident to get routed back to Springfield to turn my truck in. Rex, did Cody fuck you? Huh? Did Cody Road fuck you, man? He don't give a shit, do he? Man, listen, Rex, why didn't you listen to my video, man? I was telling you the truth. Okay? That fixed cost at BLC is $2,000 to start. It's probably higher now. And I don't like that they take an extra percentage of 10%. So, you know, the BLC is literally slave driving drivers, okay? That was probably one of the second worst companies I ever worked for, okay? I'm glad that my situation ended with them, but it was horrible. Adam, small company where my trainer is out of Troy, Alabama, called Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Way better, they treat drivers really good. Okay, Wiley Sanders, I've seen your trucks. Rex Payne, I hate that guy. Yeah, he's very informal. He is, he's very informal, man. Cody wrote, you know, very informal, very, I don't like him. I thought he was a cool guy when I first met him, but no, you know, not at all. Muhammad Dickey, good morning, sir. Also, Muhammad, you're on the other side of the world because it's dark out here, brother. It's about to get dark. Sun's going down. The sun is getting low, sir, real low. I feel like I want to turn to the Incredible Hawk out here, man. I've been so sick. If any of you guys suffer from hay fever or like allergies, bless your heart. That's terrible. Oh my God, I had a very, very serious allergic reaction. Kept me out of work for about a week. The flowers were trying to kill me. Rex, got into it with Cody today, told him I don't trust him. He called me back with Brent and tried to talk me to taking an overweight load, but I wouldn't budge. Yeah, that's what they do. So I guess Roy's not there, huh? Because Roy's usually the one who calls you. You know, he got the funny voice, you know? But Roy's the muscle. Roy must be sick. You know, when I was there, he was having issues with his diabetes. Oh, Roy is there? Okay. When I was there, he was having issues with his diabetes. Listen, I don't got no problem with Roy at all. I got no problem with BLC. It's just that their business model is based on COVID numbers, I would say. Okay, when the trucks were doing $8,000 or $9,000 or $10,000 a week. Okay, in this poor market where you're barely doing $4,000 revenue, your fixed cost. Oh, he only wants to text. Yeah, because he's very informal. Your fixed costs at BLC are starting at $2,000. They start at $2,000. Plus BLC, it takes the additional 10% of your gross revenue. Plus, you gotta pay for fuel and, you know, maintenance and all that stuff like that. So it's very, very expensive. You're in that truck almost $3,000 before you see any kind of profit. And if you're only grossing $4,000 a week, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm heading to another orientation Monday. Well, good luck to you, man. You know, it's good luck to you, bro. Good luck, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm making more as a company driver than I was lease purchase at Stevens. Adam, of course you are, bro. Of course you are, man. Stevens is ripping folks off with that mileage pay. And right now, the freight's not there. You know, when I was with Stevens, we had freight going from Southern California to Chester, Connecticut. But it's not there no more. Kenneth Wayne Logistics. Can I ask you a question? What's up, Kenneth? What's on your mind, bro? What would it be? What's on your mind? Why you got my attention, brother? What's on your mind? But yeah, right now the freight is so bad, y'all. It's survival of the fittest, man. You got companies closing out here, people losing contracts. You know, it's not good. It's not good. We're barely holding on. You know, I was talking to my man earlier today. I was looking at my bank statements from 2018 and 2021. And man, my bank account looks terrible. They really do. I mean, like I said, I used to bring in on a slow month, it'd be 12 grand a month cash, right? On a good month, I should bring in about 20 grand. I'm nowhere near that now. I mean, it's poverty, you know. And you know, it sucks. You're still doing the same job, right? But me and my man were talking. Hold on, let me read Adams. No more BS wait times. 90% dropping hook and back and forth to the yard as they haul their own freight. It's a recycling company. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Um, let's see, what else? Did somebody drop something else? No. So yeah, like I was saying, me and my man were talking, and our government really fucked us good. Okay, by a couple reasons why. By placing a lot of MC numbers out there from FMCSA. They gave everybody and their grandmama a truck number. That was stupid. That should have been capped. You know what I mean? That should have been capped. They shouldn't have did that. Secondly, everybody and their grandma came out here and got in trucks with these automatic trucks and these fly-by-night trucking schools where you can get your CDL in like 2-3 days, So, Kenneth, does Tim Travel really like that? I see a video he did when he was fired, Prime. He took it personal against his trainee. Well, what do you mean, Kenneth? What do you mean by that? Yasmin, what's up? What do you mean by that, Kenneth? Far as I can tell, Tim is a pretty cool guy. I mean, he's pretty knowledgeable guy. He has common sense. He was an attorney, and he's pretty intelligent. I like his channel for a couple reasons. One, he's pretty honest, and secondly, he likes to talk a lot of history in his channels. So, a lot of times we're in these parts of the country and we don't know the history of it, and it's great to hear the history of his channel. But he ran afoul of his student and fleet manager and the training director, and the reason is when you have an opinion, a lot of these guys, they have to play God with your money at a trucking company, right? But they did, and they ended up parting ways with him. Rex Payne, Stevens Transport or Stevens Trucking? Rex Payne, that's going to be Stevens Transport he was at. Stevens Trucking is a fibber. Adam Vega, the new administration is really cracking down on these non-domicile CDLs and English proficiencies. Arkansas and Oklahoma so far. Now the executive order is coming soon. I gotta thank for my boy today. My boy Paul sent me something from a news article. Trump was supposed to sign the executive order today for non-English speaking domiciles, CDL drivers be restricted. And oh wow, okay, Ken, I'll get to that in a minute. And what happened was, I don't know if Trump signed it. I don't know if he did. A lot of people have a faith in Trump when it comes to trucking, but I haven't seen him really make any kind of drastic changes. I don't want to sound racist or mean, but everybody got a problem with immigrants. Okay, everybody does. And the main problem is, yeah, they do come into your market. They do flood your market. I have no problem against Indians or Punjabis, but they're the number one corporate. Those guys, a lot of those Russians and those Ukrainians and Eastern Europeans who come over here, run illegal operations and do all kind of funny shit. So I understand. Most of the non-English speaking guys are geared towards Spanish guys. Yeah. I caught an Asian guy that didn't speak any English. He was driving for Super Eagle. But, I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot that needs to go on to get trucking back to where it used to be. Okay. One of my things is doing the Transparency Act where they, you know what they're billing. Bills come with the bill of lading. That's kind of how it should be. I think that's how it used to be. I think that's where bill lading actually comes from. Because you had the bill lading of the bills of the shipment. So let me see here. Kenneth, he said he was fat, lazy, too much talking, diabetes. Yeah, he might. They wash their feet in the sink. Yeah, that'd be the Somalis and the Ethiopians and the African bulls do that shit. Personally, right? I wouldn't want anybody to drive a truck unless they had a driver license for 5 years or more. And the states could control that. You have to be licensed 5 years or more to drive a CDL, to upgrade to a professional license. There's a lot that needs to happen for government to crack down and get some of these foreigners out of here. And look, I don't have nothing against anybody. I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced at all. I just, everybody has the right to earn a living and work hard. I mean, that's America's like motto. A lot of people turn in this immigration thing into like a racist thing, you know, and it's really not. I mean, like I said before in my old videos, you really can't blame low freight and cheap rates on foreigners, okay? Because truth is, there's a lot of people contributing to that. There's brokers cutting, the fees, stealing money off the top. There's Flying J, Pilot Loves, TA charging premiums on fuel. I mean, they do. They charge almost 40% sometime more. There's these mechanics and these it's a lot that goes into this industry that, affects us. You know what I mean? But I can't say foreigners do it all the time. No. It's just, my biggest thing is the last 6 years, I would say 6 years, the market has been flooded with a lot of CDL drivers. I mean, a lot. Everybody and their grandma became a CDL truck driver because where can you go and you make $7,000 a week, right? That's what we used to do. My highest week I ever made in trucking was $15,000. That's gross. Now I brought home about $7,500 of that. But still, there's nowhere in the world that I can work and make $7,500 a week. I think that week I made $7,500, and then the next week I made like 45. I mean, still, that's amazing. Okay, and trucking allowed that. Trucking was really a route to upper middle class. It was a trade and a skill that led you to be upper middle class. That created generational wealth. Well, now it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that at all. Trucking is getting up there with like working at McDonald's. It is. Or working at Walmart as a cashier. Because money is terrible. I was looking at this guy's channel for Martin. This young guy just quit Martin Transportation. And what happened to him was he was on the guaranteed pay schedule. That guaranteed pay shit is sketchy. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they look for any reason to dick you out of that money. Any reason. And he was explaining that they had no load for him when it's time for him to come back out. So instead of him doing a 34 at the house, he did a 40-hour at the house. Okay, just a couple extra hours. And when he got his paycheck on Friday, it was $200. And he's like, I worked every day. Well, the fleet manager at Martin said, well, listen, you sat for more than 34 hours, and that's a part of the contract. So instead of giving him $1,200 guarantee, they gave him $200. I mean, what kind of bullshit is that, right? Let's catch up on these comments. Let's see, Adam. They're trying to go to become citizens first. All right, Pompey. Capitalism, yeah, it sucks when you're on the other side of it. Capitalism is only good for the rich folk, but when you're on the other side of it, it's terrible because you're being used. Adam Vega, look at all the actions they have been happening. Well, it's really crazy out here. Yeah. Lamont, what's up, man? My boy Lamont follows me on TikTok. I'll be on TikTok showing off. You change jobs too much, not consistent. With Dula, who's changing jobs? I've been sitting here I've been in this company the last few months. Been pretty decent. I ain't going nowhere. Mizzy, truckers are super excited about Trump and Curly. The ports in California are all about to be dry with no freight for truckers to haul. Ew. Oh, Lordy. Trucking life with my Filipino wife. Getting ready to drive, just showing love, man. What's up, bro? Hope things are going good with you, man. I know you stepped out on your own. Hope that's lucrative for you. Might have to start the OnlyFans page if it get really bad. Adam, I thought about that. Trucker Richie Rich OnlyFans. My nickname is Butterscotch Rebel. Yeah, I thought about it, dude. Because this money sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. It sucks. It does. And you hear these OnlyFans people making millions of dollars. The fucking bitch who sets Shannon Sharp up, she just made a couple $1 million on her OnlyFans. It's I wish I had a bigger following. I wish. You know what sucks? I look at these girls on YouTube. What is it? Slime Pack and Trucking with Nina or some Road Runner Nina or something. Man, their video views be like 100,000, 200,000 people, and it's only because they got good looking. They look good. You know, I'm not saying their information ain't valuable or they don't have a following or something, but it's because they're women and they look good. I mean, Road Runner Nina looks good. You know, you guys want to follow her, man. Slime Pack, she looks good. I mean, she's thick. She's good. You know, she ain't ugly. But Richie Rich can't get 100,000 views. Like, what the fuck? Big 1400. You rarely make more than guaranteed that pay structure. Yeah, bro, you're right, man. Yeah, you're right. Adam, I was only kidding, silly. Nah, Adam, I'm taking that shit serious. Let somebody wave $1 million in front of Richie Rich to be doing OnlyFans. You may see some nuts tonight. Shit, brother, I tell you, man. Watch out for these women out for the money. Yeah, Lamont. I feel bad for Shannon Sharp. You know, that shit was bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. That whore could have waited till he signed his $100 million contract. You know, before she demanded. And he offered the bitch $10 million, and she wanted 50 and ran public. Now she gets nothing. Okay, make it make sense. But that's young-minded shit. That's what you get for messing with a young person. You know, you get burnt. But Shannon Sharp was about to literally sign $100 million deal. Literally about to sign it. And that fucking bitch, you know, that's some bullshit. But you know, I'm gonna tell you something about when it comes to those women like that and just younger folk at all. I met some 13-year-old killers in my time. I've met some 13-year-old homicidal maniac serial killers. So I don't put nothing past nobody. Okay, I've been in law enforcement. I met a Mexican hitman who was, let me tell you, he was from New York. No, he was Puerto Rican, or what was he? No, he wasn't Puerto Rican. What was that guy? He was some sort of South American. He was 5'2", okay, 145 pounds, skinny. When you saw him, he looked like a child, okay? But he has killed over 30 people, okay? I forget what they call it. I think it was like Baby Joker was one of his names or something, man. But he was a hitman for a cartel. And he was good because he played on the part. He looked young. And he walk up and blow your fucking brains out. So, you know, I don't put nothing past young folk no more. You know, they may look young and innocent, but fuck that. I seen too much. Dana White, Rich, what truck company would you recommend to go get your CDL and stay on for at least 1 year? Just to get your experience, and you're not really looking for a lot of money, I would say Stevens Transport. And the reason I say that, because during their training days, they don't team drive, okay? And what I mean by that, Prime and like Wilson and every other trucking company, maybe not Snyder. Snyder might be one you might look at too. But they team drive, they masquerade it as training. So you'll be trainer be showing you how to drive a truck, and the next you know, he go to sleep. You got to drive 10 hours, and then when you pull over, he's going to jump in and drive 10 hours, and you guys should just be passing each other in the night. You know, you'll be passing each other in the night. There's no real official training. You know, Stevens, on the other hand, they have a system in place where you can only drive that truck so many hours a day, and they're watching you like a hawk. And the trainer is actually training you how to do things properly. So Stevens training is not bad. You know, it's just not a long-term thing, that's all. So if you're going to get there for a year, Stevens Transport would be the way I'll go. Okay. Let's see. Map. Two of my favorite YouTubers, Lamont at Large and Trucker Richie Rich. Hey now. Definitely learned a lot from Stevens. Not a bad starter company. 15, 17 hour, and 19 hour rule has not changed. Okay, Adam just pointed it out, and I'm gonna tell you something. Thank God Stevens had that in place, because when I was training at Prime, man, I was so fucking tired. Oh my God. Because not only did I watch the fucking student, right, like a hawk, But then I had to drive 10 hours after I got done watching him like a hawk, hoping he didn't kill us. I had a student one time in Pasos, Texas. I told the dude, stay on Interstate 10 until you hit California, motherfucker. Stay on Interstate 10. Don't go nowhere else. Tell me why I'm sleeping and I feel these bumping. I'm bumping, right? I'm like, what the hell is this? So, you jump up out of the sleeper and we're on a single lane mountain in Pasos, Texas that's coming to a dead end. Fuck. This ain't Interstate 10, sir. Oh, Rich, no, man. I thought I was taking a detour. What? So in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, I had to back down a mountain in Pasos, Texas. A single lane mountain. And as I'm backing down, there's massive yellow signs that say road closure 1 mile, road closure 2 miles, road closure 3 miles. I had to back down like 5 miles backwards. Okay? In the middle of the pitch black West Texas desert. And I made his ass stand outside the truck and with a high beam flashlight and watch my tandem so I don't slide off the fucking mountain. Had I called Prime, right, that would have made news. That would have made national news. Because what the fuck, dude? Oh, Rich, So go to Steven Transport is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Don't go to a company where you got a team driving training. But he would have fucked me good. Do you understand? Had I made a wrong turn backing down the mountain, we would have flipped over the side of the mountain in West Texas. It looked like somewhere that they shot the movie Django at. Like, how the fuck did you get back on this dirt road? Interstate's right there. So, my whole thing is, do not, okay, do not go to a company where they team drive or training. Don't do it. Okay, you want some real training? Go to Steven Transport. They'll take care of you. I do vouch for them for that. Even though they fucked me, I give them that because they do. The trainer's up with you watching your ass like a hawk. Okay, and then on top of that, if you fuck up, the trainer's not responsible. You are. Okay. Other companies like Prime, they make the trainer pay for his fuck up. So had I flipped that truck off the side of the mountain backwards in the middle of the night, I had to pay for it. That would have been like $1 million job. That would have been $1 million. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Metal, what's up, bro? That's crazy. Welcome back. Salute. Limerick Frederick. Hey, what's up? Limerick. What's up, man? So yeah, y'all, that's why I'm telling you this. When people ask me where should I go for training, go to Steven Transport. You'll drive and go coast to coast. You'll see some beautiful sights. You don't make a lot of money. You won't. Emmanuel, I'm not telling. I'm sorry, I'm not telling. And it's the reason for that. The market's bad, and this company's too small. I don't want people flooding this place. And this place has its qualms too. The place I'm at, you got to know how to work the system here, and I kind of do. So don't take it personal, bro. I'm just saying. I don't tell. Metal, man, money is what drives us, sadly. Yeah, Metal. Listen, I was telling somebody earlier. I was looking at my bank statements from 2018 to 2021, where I was making $15,000 to $20,000 a month, and I'm making nowhere near that shit now. My paycheck is poverty right now, man. I was talking. Hey, look, one of the guys suggests I do OnlyFans. I think he's going to pay some money for it. Only Rich. Yeah, it's a Richie Rich. If you offer me $1 million, I'll show you some nuts. That's where I'm at right now. Lamont. I just subscribed, bro. Hey, man, appreciate you, man. And man, I don't tell people where I work at, man, because reason is it's a small company, and right now we're in a bad market, bro. We are in a bad market, and some of my content be a little controversial, so I don't want the guys knowing what I talk about. If somebody happens to stumble across my channel that I work with, and maybe we'll talk about it, but they don't. So trucking's not what it used to be. It was way better back in the day. Way better when you make some money. You know, that's why I was saying to a guy earlier today, I said, you can treat me like a redhead slut and slap me and call me Susan, but goddamn, pay me. You know, I took a load. Hey, you want to hear some bullshit, y'all? I took a fucking load out of Jacksonville, Florida. The Budweiser plant. Okay, the load went from Budweiser to Mississippi, right? About, how many miles is that? Oh, 470, maybe almost 500 miles. The load only pays $600 fucking dollars, and I'm carrying like maybe 78 to 100 kegs of beer from Budweiser. And so I looked up how much a keg of beer is, like 250 bucks. I said, these sons of bitches couldn't pay me at least 2 kegs of fucking beer to take this load across fucking states. So what type of shit is that? You know, what type of bullshit is that? I was so tempted to pop that lock off and pull up in fucking Alabama somewhere or Florida backwoods and sell the beer at the back of the truck. I got more money. I'm selling it for $100 a keg or something, man. You know, that's bullshit. You know, couldn't pay more than what they should have. And I don't give a shit. People say, well, it's Florida. You know, Florida don't pay. Man, fuck that. Those corporations are taking advantage of truck drivers. Okay, that's bullshit. $600 for a fucking load, right? I had to put $200 of fuel in the fucking truck, or maybe a little more than 200, because they wanted to run the fucking kegs at 36 degrees. So here I am delivering kegs of beer to fucking Budweiser that are cold. I'm delivering cold beer. What type of bullshit is that? I should get extra money for that. Motherfuckers, man. Metal, you can be happy and not make money, but overworked but make money. There's never a between for us blue-collar guys. Yeah, you're right, Metal. You're right. So I was going to call CDL school, but 5K is a little out of hand. Don't get pissed, but I think I'm going to deal with Prime. So for me, 50K for safety purposes, then dip. Yeah, I know. I'm about to fuck myself. Hey, Frederick, you're going to team drive over there. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Prime's a good company to lease with when the market's good. I wouldn't want to train over there. But hey, that's just my opinion. Okay. If they hire you, get on, and after, I'm gonna tell you something. After you're done with that 50,000 miles, they're gonna push you to lease. Now I'm gonna say something with Stevens and Prime. The difference. Stevens has an hourly thing. It's like 240 hours. Then you get your own truck. That's a lot quicker than 50,000 miles. And being that the market sucks right now, you may be stuck on that Prime truck for about 3-4 months. Okay? But Stevens, guys, be done in 30 days. So what would you prefer? Be with a trainer for 3 months or be done with your own truck in 30 days? Okay? I just wouldn't, Frederick, I wouldn't do it. You know? Just on that simple fact. Then go somewhere for a year. Oh, okay. Damn. So hold on. Frederick done said something that fucking. Hold on a second. Okay, Frederick, are you on probation right now, sir? Okay, Frederick said I looked at them, but they won't accept people on parole. Well, yeah, it's very true. But does Prime accept people on parole? What are these fuckers doing here? So does Prime accept parole? So how does that work? How does that work? Like, do your parole? Because your parole officer has to know where you're at. And Frederick, I used to be a police, so I know that you can't leave the county. How you gonna leave the state on parole as a truck driver? How'd that work? I'm on non-reporting parole. Oh, okay, but still. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, we gotta unpack this shit here. Okay, Frederick, if you get pulled over by a DOT in like Nebraska, you still gotta report that, don't you? I think you do, right? because that's interaction with law enforcement. And not to mention when DOT runs you, because I used to be police, okay? I call in once a month. I just have my parole officer. Yes, I would. Okay, so they so they allow that. The reason I say that, and I'm kind of like, this is the first time I ever heard that. Okay, because what happens is when I do an NCIC check on you, Frederick, there's a page on there. It's like page 9 of NCIC, right? When I'm running your license, that says if you're on parole or probation, I hit this check mark, it automatically goes to your parole officer. And that's how people get jammed up when they're on the street and they don't tell the parole officer they had law enforcement contact. Okay, so that's why I'm like, wouldn't that be an issue? Because that's a violation of parole, because you're not supposed to have law enforcement contact, whether it's positive or negative. And the reason I say this is because I saw a guy get violated for getting pulled over and just randomly checked and not reporting to his probation officer. Okay, he was upset in court, but they sent him back to prison for that. Okay, I call in once a month just to update my parole officer. Yes, I would. Okay. Yeah, city okay, Meadow, I don't agree with everything Trump is doing, but okay, Meadow, let me get back to you in a second, because this blew my mind here. Okay. Yes, she's approved it. I asked before obtaining my okay, CL, okay. Does he have permission from parole officer? Yeah, he do. I report faithfully. Hey, Frederick, how long are you on probation for? And can I ask you what you do? What did you do? Now, Frederick, listen, I'm gonna tell you a story, right? I hope you subscribe to my channel, because I had a couple guys who I trained that were on parole. Well, not trained, that were former felons. I had 2 that I remember. Let me see. Yeah, 2 that I remember specifically. One time I was in Dallas, Texas, and we were driving to Waco, Texas. And between Dallas, Texas, and Waco, there's a prison that sits out there. And one of my trainees was like, yeah, man, I spent a lot of summers there. And I'm like, whoa, what did you say? I'm driving. What'd you say? And he was like, yeah, I was a serial bank robber back in the 80s. He robbed all the banks in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Waco. And he got like something like 5 to 99 years in prison. Okay. Oh shit, you a bank robber too? How did I know? Bank, you know what? Frederick, I'm not mad at you at all, bro. I'm not mad at you, because you know what? If I go to jail, it's going to be for pulling the Ocean's 11. I ain't going to lie to you. Right now, the way these fucking revenue numbers look, I'll be pulling Ocean's 11, bro. I'm going to read that in a minute, but he told me he spent like 15 years there. He made parole, and then he got off probation and stuff like that. But, you know, they're out here. Nothing wrong with that. Let me catch up on this thing here. Hey, Divine, what's up, man? What's up, brother? I have 2 years left on parole for bank robbery with a note, non-violent robbery by intimidation. Well, actually, they may wash it this year. Oh, okay, that's dope, bro. Not a note. Yeah, more money in the bank robbery? Bro, Smith, listen, y'all want to hear a story? Okay, I got a quick story. I got a whole bunch of them. Recently, last year, did you guys hear about that bank robbery in California? That the guys went into, they went to California. I can't think where they went. Somewhere between San Francisco and Oakland. They went to a Brinks facility, and they stole probably like $15 million, and they haven't caught them yet. Okay, it wasn't an armed robbery. It was more of a Ocean's 11 robbery. You don't hear the FBI talking about it. You don't hear nobody. They made the report on news. And you never heard anything else about it. Those guys, that's the kind of bank robbery Richie Rich would do. Now I can't say it now because I put it on live, so I can't commit any crime. But you know, listen, I understand, bro. I fucking understand. Yeah, that's right, Frederick. They went through the roof. That's right. So let me catch up. I know that's right. I just try to do better. What state you in today? Oh, I'm in Louisiana. Didn't they go through the roof? Frederick, yes they did. They went through the roof, went into the vault, stole like $15 million. The FBI has not caught them yet. And this is about, I would say about a year or two ago now at this point. And it looks like they got away scot-free. And with that type of money, you got to get out the country, make it legit to bring it back into the country if you want to, or if not, go live somewhere happily in Eastern Europe somewhere. What type of bullshit is he doing? I'm looking at these truckers doing these maneuvers. It's fucking. But, Charlene, do you like Prime? Yeah, Prime is. Listen, Shirley, I may make videos about Prime. You know, funny you say that. Tim hit me up the other day. And somebody made a comment. It was like, you know, you and Rich are butthurt about Prime because you guys couldn't make it or something, and they fired you. Blah blah blah. Listen, I make videos about Prime to spread awareness. Okay, either you're gonna learn from my mistakes. Or sorry, you're gonna learn from your mistakes. Or you learn from somebody else's. That's a wiser person, right? And I just tell you my experience so you can learn from my mistakes. Prime's a good company only when the market is good, okay? Right now, we're in a horrible trucking market, so it's risky to lease over there, okay? It's risky to lease anywhere, but specifically at Prime, because you might find yourself in a short end of the stick. Now, Shirley, if you don't have any family, no kids at home, no husband at home, you have no home, you live in a truck, then Prime's a good fit for you because you have nothing to lose, okay? But if you got family to take care of, it's a risk I wouldn't take right now. Nah, stay from U.S. Express, Manual. Hey, Metal, I'm fixing to sign my fat ass to the Army. This economy's trash, but at least they'll still have to fight some. Bro, Metal, listen, I thought about that shit too, man. I thought about it. I hope I'm not talking too loud, bro. I don't think you can hear me. I thought about that shit too, bro. I thought about it because I regret I should have stayed in the military. And the reason I say that is because retirement, the pension, you know, the rank. I mean, I can imagine where I'd be at right now. He's leaving. Hey. Yeah, I guess he's leaving. Oh, that's good. That's good. Could he hear me? No, I got my windows up. I'm sorry. Here, I want to show you something real quick. This guy was parked like right next to me, and then he looked at me, and then he kind of like rode off. So, thinking to myself, maybe I was loud. Yeah, he probably could hear me. I don't know. I don't think my voice carries that deep. I do got a deep voice. I don't know. Anyway, Charlene. Okay, I will have to go back and look at your older videos. Yeah, look at my older videos, honey. Leasing is great at Prime when the market's good. Okay, when the market's. See you, buddy. Oh no, I guess he was listening to me. The market's bad right now, so I wouldn't take a chance. Okay, but if you're a single person, if you're alone, no family, no responsibilities, then go ahead and give it a shot. Okay. Frederick, do you think the market will jump back after Trump get out of office? Bro, I don't know. See, Frederick, the issue is we got too many people out here being truck drivers. Okay, we have way too many people out here. You know, and then, you know, fortunately, we got these truck driver puppy mill schools that pump drivers through. I'm not talking bad about anybody who wants to drive a truck. It's just that there's too many truck drivers, and that stops competition. I don't know if you remember, 10 years ago, it was hard to be a truck driver. It was hard. Okay, you had to find somebody to sponsor you. Then on top of that, you had to learn how to drive a manual truck, which wasn't easy. You know, but now they pump these guys out like water. I stay out 8 weeks at a time. Okay, sure. I'm watching the news, and even the eggheads of the CDC and the NHA, whatever they do, are getting fired. Someone is seriously wrong right now. Bro, it's bad. Divine, I left Prime as a lease operator for 2 years, but came back after turning my lease in, and came as an A-Fleet owner-operator with my own authority. And insurance is not cheap out of New Jersey. No, it's not, brother. No, it's not. I pay $22,000 a year. Good Lord. Divine, why didn't you lease on to somebody who's A-Fleet? Why didn't you do that? That'd have saved you some money. You know, I'd have did that. You still could have run your own, you know, but just that would have saved you a whole lot of money. Glad to lose is no longer pissing us and saying everything is fine. Right. True, they block us forever, but they say the BS will eliminate itself. Hey, Frederick, peace, man. You take it easy, bro. Subscribe, like, and comment, brother. Hang on for a while. I got some interesting stuff, okay? But, bros, I don't know. I don't know. We got to see. Trucking right now is just not good. I mean, the money I'm making here, truthfully, is okay. Here's my thought, right? When you're leasing a truck, okay, you should be making at least 2,000 plus a week, between 2,000 and 2,500 bucks a week as a lease operator. That's what you should be bringing in. And see, what's happening is a lot of lease operators are making like 1,200, 1,300. And see, the problem is you got to account for other expenses like health insurance, okay? Taxes take a good chunk of that. So if taxes take a good chunk of that 1,200, what are you really making a week? You're making $800 a week, okay? If you pay your taxes. So that's why, you know, lease operators, I believe, should make 2,500 to 3,000 bucks a week. That's worth it because you assume a lot of responsibility of the truck, okay? I don't know if you guys saw any of my videos lately, but I had a tire blowout that cost me $600. I had to get a jump, right? Because I turned my APU off by accident, and that cost me $500. Okay, tows started at $1,200 and up. I mean, shit's expensive in trucking, so you should be paid like an owner operator. Okay, you shouldn't be paid like a company driver driving a truck. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Trucking life with my Filipino wife. If you're going to do an owner-operator authority where you pay your own insurance, incorporate out of Missouri. Oh, okay. That might be a little jump for you, Divine. I just wanted to ask you, at least with my own company, because you still don't have the freedom as you do as a true owner-operator. I bring home a little over $4,000 a week after everything. Oh shit, bro, you good? Hey, Divine, who's your fleet manager over there? Is it Chili? Is it Chili Childress? Huh? It's weird that I remember seeing a lot of truckers saying leasing doesn't work. All of a sudden I'm hearing people say leasing is good. I'm terrible with numbers, so I just draw a company. Yeah. You know, Metal, that's probably the safest bet right now. Be a company driver, especially if you have a good company. You're making decent money. You know, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, Metal. Mark my words. If the economy gets better and trucking starts to boom again, you're going to have all those guys who are a company coming back to owner-operators, buying their trucks. You're going to have guys who work for Walmart, because, you know, Walmart was flooded with drivers right now. They're all going to leave Walmart and go back up to the free market. But I'll be honest with you, man, I don't see the free market changing anytime. I mean, if you look on the low boards, the average low price for freight is like $1.50. Okay, it's horrible. Wow, no comment. Hey, Divine. Did I hit that bitch on the head? Hey, Divine, huh? Mr. Childress, that motherfucker. I'm still pissed about him. You saw my video about my lease being my contract being canceled? That motherfucker. You know, come to find out, they even rescheduled the load. I could have delivered it the next day, motherfuckers. Let's talk privately. I could email you. Divine, you trust me, I already know what you're going to say. I already know what you're going to say. I made that video about Chili, right? And he contacted the people I worked with to ask me to take it down because it got over 20,000 views, right? And I told him no. I said, I'm not taking it down, you know? But then I realized when I came back through BLC, Chili changed his name to Dalai Lama. Okay, I should have made an updated video because I think he got so much slack and heat off that video. He actually changed his fucking name. I was looking at your load all day. Couldn't find anything that made sense. It's literally empty. Ugh. Drew, what's up, man? What's up? What's your email? I'll send you my number. Oh, okay, Divine. I might have to link with you, man. I might have to link with you. I'm going to have to create an email for this YouTube. I haven't done it yet. Give me time. I will. Oh, God. What's up, man? Yeah, the DAT board, bro, it's bad out here. You know, it's bad. What's winning out here is contract freight. So, you know, I understand, but even contract freight's taking hits. Trust me, it is. I mean, the average pay per mile is $1.50 or less. Okay? And the truth is, for a truck to be profitable, you need to be at about $2.50 a mile. Okay? On all your loads. On all your loads. $2.50 a mile at least. And people are out here taking loads for 87 cents. I mean, I took a Budweiser load. I didn't even calculate that bullshit. You know, and I'm sure that was dirt cheap. You know. I was man. Listen, if it wasn't for the fact that I would go to jail and get charged with a felony, because you can't just pull up to a random hood and sell beer at the back of a truck. Because one, you don't have a liquor license to do that. Okay, two, it's stolen property. And I know Budweiser would press charges, you motherfuckers, but I'm gonna tell you something. I would have made more money. I would have made more money. You know. Oh, Drew, that name. Drew P. Balls. Drew P. Balls, bro. I like my subscribers. They got senses of fucking humor. Sense of humor, man. But, guys, I didn't want to get on here too long, man. Been on 50 minutes. I'm about to lay it down. I gotta get up at 4 in the morning. Man, oh man, I'm running from Lease for those slick suits. Come to talk to you in one. I have 2 brain cells and always run from the lizard people. Respect to anyone that can make it work. Right now, Metal, a lot of companies are just hiring lease operators. They're not hiring company drivers, okay? Because leasing is part of their business plan. Getting you to pay double for that truck. I made a video about don't lease at Prime because it's so expensive. That lease at Prime is $6,500 a month. That's woo. That's a lot of money. That's a Divine, my man. Oh man. You a solid dude for that, brother. God, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Divine, $49.99, man. That 99 is killing us, ain't it? Bro, I appreciate you, man. I got super likes on here, man. I don't really push it, but when guys do send super likes and super thanks, and they send donations, I appreciate you from bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys. You guys are solid folks. Divine Justice 7, man. You a solid dude, brother. Solid. Thank you. Appreciate you. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's just, trucking is something, man. It just is. It's a motherfucker right now. It is. I'm looking at pulling the Ocean's 11. I wish I could. Oh, I wish I could, brother. Oh man, I wish I wasn't scared to go to prison. There's guys that still 15 million and get caught. I could be a will man. I can whoop the will. Or I can be artillery tactical muscle. I don't know. Guys, maybe I should be careful what I wish for, right? The specials. Please email me so we can talk seriously. I'll send you my number. Okay. There's like 10 Mega Million tickets. Oh, okay. Time creator. Maybe I will. Divine Justice 7. I'll see if I can find put my email out here. Give me a day or so to make an email for this. The reason I don't put my email address out here right now because it's where I get my rate cons at, and I don't want the YouTube and the rate con business to kind of mix in together. So give me like a day, and I'll create a only YouTube email, okay? And then I'll go ahead and contact you again, bro, and we'll talk, okay? Metal, I can't be a bullet sponge. I got the girth for that. Brother, listen, man, I don't know. Life's a bitch. Life's a bitch. But listen, guys, Abraham, I do understand it's not always good to look back, but you should have stayed in the military for the pension. Abraham, you are 100% right, bro. I got my license through Prime in 2019 as a lease driver. My pension during rough weeks. Abraham Jackson, you are 100% right. I got remorse. You know I have remorse for that, Jackson? I'm going to tell you why, sir. About a couple months ago, a couple of guys I went to high school have just retired from the Marine Corps and retired from the Air Force. I went to high school with these folks. They retired. They're living down in Florida, enjoying the beach and the weather and not worrying about this trucking bullshit. I hate that hindsight's 2020, but man, I should have kept my black ass in the military. I was doing good, I should have stayed in there, did 25, and got out. That's smart. See, I was never athletic. I mean, it was just picky back then. Metal, they use a lot of waivers. Yeah, I don't know when you came in. If you came in during wartime, they were taking anybody. But you get a lot of waivers now, But I should have stayed in, bro. God, I could have got 50 or 100% medical. Living in DR right now, getting my feet licked by a Dominican. God, man. Hindsight is 2020, y'all. I swear to God. If Richie Rich had a time machine, I'd have ran through that motherfucker so fast. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'd have never got married. Not to anybody in America, at least. I wouldn't have to deal with child support. Comedian Big Boy, what's up, baby? I wouldn't have to deal with child support. Like, my ex-wife was a bitch. I hate that bitch. Oh, no, I'd have ran from her. I mean, I still would have hit, but I'd have ran. I never got her pregnant, I'd have stayed in the military. I'd have traveled the world. I would have did something with a secret security clearance, so when I got out the military, I can double down. I should have stayed in the fucking military. Now I'm out here looking at guys with washing their feet in the sink. About to hit my truck. Chilling in Cali. Okay, comedian Big Boy. Heading to Las Vegas. That's where I need to be, man. Oh God, that's where I need to be. Vegas doing shit. Oh, Vegas, man. I always watch TikTok and see those Vegas reviews. The food and the stuff. What sucks about trucking, guys? I hate to bring it up because Jackson, you hit a nerve, man, because I got regret like a motherfucker. Man. But, shit, man. I should kept my black ass in the military. Lord have mercy. I'd have been done. Big boy, I'm going on vacation to Vegas at some point. I promise to do it before my numbers come. Man, all you gotta do is park down at the Sunshine Truck Stop, go for a walk. Exit 32, Interstate 15. Sunshine Truck Stop, $10. It's about $15 a night. Go ahead and park there and go for a walk. Lock up your truck, put all valuables away. Watch out for lot lizards across the street from the Holiday Inn. That's where a student of mine got caught up, Phil. If you guys remember my story about Phil. His first load out from Stephen Transportation after I graduated off my truck. He went to Vegas, parked at the Sunshine Truck Stop, picked him up a prostitute there, pretty young girl too, beautiful, I know which one he got. Had sex with her, fucked her all night. He's like, you know what, I don't want the party to stop. She pulled out a crack pipe, he smoked crack with her right there in the hotel, the Holiday Inn. Phil forgot to deliver his load. Phil didn't deliver his load. Stevens calls him 100 times. Stevens sends a wrecker out and the driver out to see what's going on, make sure Phil isn't not dead. Phil comes tumbling out the out the hotel about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Driver and police and the wrecker's right there. And they're like, where have you been? We've been calling you. Stevens says, take a drug test right now and we'll bring it to the yard for retraining. Phil says, I can't do that, sir. Stevens says, you are fired on the spot. Wrecker tows the truck. Driver jumps in and takes the truck and delivers the load to the Trump Casino there. And Phil is fired and abandoned right there in Las Vegas at the Sunshine Truck Stop. Sunshine Truck Stop. Be careful of that because they got lot lizards there, right? That are beautiful. They had this nice looking dark skinned 21, 22-year-old beautiful brown skinned girl there. And I just don't partake, but Phil did that day, and Phil got fucked more than once. Check out my stories, man. I got stories for days, but that's my Phil story. And Phil calls me, and he says, Rich, I did you wrong, man. I said, what's going on? He tells me the story. I said, shit, Phil, what the hell? On your first load, brother? He was like, yeah, man, I couldn't help it. Man. He said, but I said, Phil, you okay to park there? You're okay to get a lot lizard? I would have delivered my load first and got empty. Then I went back there and fucked her. But you was horny. I understand. Your dick's in the dirt. I understand. You're a man. There's places that men take their dicks that you need a gun to go. Trust me, I've seen it as a police officer. And Phil, as he said, Rich, it was so good, she pulled out a crack pipe. He says, if I hit it, we can keep fucking. He didn't want the party to stop. They smoked crack right there in the hotel room of the Holiday Inn, right across from the Sunshine Truck Stop. Exit 32, Interstate 15. And, you know, he lost his CDL. Well, Phil don't drive trucks no more. He drives a taxi now. But nobody will hire him. So don't pull a Phil. Okay, whatever you do, Metal, whatever you do, my subscribers, don't do a Phil. Okay, you'll regret that shit. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this: if you get a prostitute, that's your business. I wouldn't do it, but that's your business. Just deliver the fucking load first. Okay, don't have them looking for you. Do your job first, then go have fun. You know, if Phil, because he just graduated off my truck, if Phil would have delivered the load to the Trump casino first, and then went to the truck stop and parked and met a lot lizard and got drunk and high, he would have had about 90 days to clean up, because Steven pulls you in every 90 days for drug tests. So he'd have had about 90 days to get that shit through his system. But even though crack cocaine lasts about 6 or 7 months, he could have did some stuff to clean himself out. But Phil just wouldn't have a good time, you know? He just wouldn't have a good time. So, hey, Frederick, you damn right don't smoke crack, right? But Phil wanted that young vagina for free again. It was good to him, he said. He was telling me, I won't go into graphic details, but he was enjoying himself. I laughed. I said, Phil, you dumb motherfucker. You know, I just, like I say, guys, even though I was a cop, I don't see black and white no more. I see a whole lot of gray. So I understand. People fuck up. Okay? People fuck up. That's just human nature. I don't judge you for making bad decisions. I just hope you learn from them. And Phil learned a valuable one that day. Always do your job first, sir. Metal, reasons why I don't want to go to Vegas with a load. You ain't getting my fat ass back in the truck. I'm enjoying the nice view of the ladies in the poker table. Hey, Metal, you want to hear something? So, one night I decided to go to, okay, so Sunshine Truck Stop is parked right there by, let me turn the lights on and get dark in here. Sunshine Truck Stop is parked right there by the MGM New York. No, the MGM Grand and the New York, New York. It's right there. Exit 32 off Interstate 15. Okay, you can't miss it. Right there on the strip. Literally 1 block away from the strip. So I called myself going there one night, right? So what I did is I delivered my load first. Stevens had a contract where they picked up from Amarillo and delivered to the Trump hotel right there. Okay, delivered steaks. Well, I parked there. I think I got there about 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening. I parked, got out my truck, went into Vegas to go people watch. That's what I do. I go people watch. Went into New York, New York, and got on the blackjack table, right? Took about $200 out of my account. And man, I kept winning. I kept winning. Man, I looked up at the clock. Man, it was 9 o'clock the next morning. Do you hear me? I mean, I looked at my watch. 9 o'clock the next morning. I didn't even know. I walked out of the casino with like $600. And 9 o'clock the next morning, I had to tell Stevens, yeah, I need another day. I'm going to take me another 10. I took another 10 and then I went to go pick up another load. But that's how you're supposed to do it, okay? That's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to, you know, do your job first, Phil. Oh, Phil, my man, I ain't mad at you, baby. You only live once. Yeah, man, 9 o'clock the next morning, bro. Bruh, listen, Vegas purposely doesn't have clocks or windows in their casino, so you don't know what time it is. And I kept winning. Like, I kept, you know, betting $5, $10 here, $20 here. And I was having a great conversation with this guy, this English guy from Dubai. He did something in computers. He's like, yeah, every couple of months I come out to Vegas and I blow $7,000. You know, I was having a great conversation, you know, and the food was good. I just had a great time sitting there relaxing, and I didn't even realize I spent almost 10 fucking hours in this casino. Right? I get up and the sun's up. I'm like, what time is it? Oh shit, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You see all the drunks staggering back to the hotel room. You know, I was there so long, right, that I got free hotel room in New York, New York that I never used. They offered me a free room there. They did. I didn't use it. I was like, no, I'll go back to the truck. But yeah, man, be careful in Vegas. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I take an act of God to get me back in the truck. Bro, listen, Vegas has nice people watch. If you like to people watch, I do. Because, you know, see, here's the thing I miss about being a police officer. I miss people watching in Washington, D.C., okay? I used to be on M Street in Georgetown, down at the mall, which is the Smithsonian Institute, the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol, 1st District, 7th Street and Florida Avenue, 7th Street and 14th Street in Washington, D.C. These are all tourist attractions, you know, Adams Morgan, you know, so I'm used to people watching all day and interacting with people. I did it for years and I love that part of the job, you know. But when you become a trucker, it's like, God, you're a vampire. You don't see shit. You don't talk to anybody, okay? I started a YouTube channel because I got fucking lonely. Yeah, Georgetown is gorgeous with the college girls, man. It is, man, listen. I used to walk in Georgetown on M Street, and I get pulled into the shop to get free pasta from some of the chefs. I remember one time there was a Travel Channel had a show. I forget what it was. It was a show. I think it was one of Andrew Bottom's or Andrew something first shows. But I used to go into, I seen this guy's shop on this TV show. And as a police officer, I was like, I know where that's at. It's on my beat. So I walked into the shop one day. Guy was from Italy, strong Italian accent, right there on M Street. And he had lobster ravioli at the time. And I never had lobster ravioli. And I walked in there. I said, hey, I seen your show. He said, you know, I seen you had lobster ravioli. And I said, I never had it. He said, come sit down. He pulled out a dish and whooped up something real quick. And my God in heaven, that was so good. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. He was like, come by anytime, officer. Good to see you. I mean, I miss that shit. Okay, I miss the people. I miss people watching. And one thing as a truck driver, you don't see anybody out here. You know, there's times I don't fucking talk to anybody. Okay? Like I told you, you know, a lot of my dispatching is done through text. I very rarely call my dispatcher unless there's an issue, you know, and then when you go deliver your loads, they don't want you in the warehouse. I went to a place the other day, they said, call this number to check in. When I called the number, the lady was like, you're gonna come in here, place your paperwork in the back of the trailer, back into the door, and we'll call you with a lumper fee, or we'll text you with a lumper fee, and when we're done, we'll call you. You don't see anybody, you know what I mean? So, Shamarcus, that's where the old couples and the motor coaches be heading. They be casino hopping, yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. You know, being a truck driver is cool when you see certain tourist attractions. Other than that, you see a whole bunch of fucking highway. And it gets boring real quick. Metal, okay. G80 Sean, yo, what's up, bro? What's up, man? What's up? But yeah, like I was saying, guys, you know, it's like, you know, some things I just miss people watching and interacting with people, especially in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is a tourist trap, okay? I mean, it's just a lot of tourism down there, especially, you know, during the summer months. I miss walking to the mall where the museums are at. You know, I be going to work and it'd be like 8 or 9 o'clock in the afternoon or in the morning, and I'm looking at the mall. People are playing hopscotch and soccer and fucking volleyball. I'm like, how are you guys able to do this shit and not go to job? But it just was awesome to people watch. You know, to interact with people. I loved it. And then I went from that to isolation in the truck. You know, it's a change. It is. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoyed it. You know, you don't do that nowadays. Trucking lonely as shit. Sometimes you're in the middle of the country. You're the only person within 30 miles. I was in the back road somewhere in Alabama the other day. I looked around. I said, shit, where the people at? You know? We need some truckers up in D.C., man. Not all these damn lawyers. Yeah, brother, you are right. You are 110% right, Metal. You are 110% right. I miss D.C., man. I miss Washington, D.C. I do. Chocolate City, I miss it. Okay? Where the ratio is 1 male to every 25 women. Okay? Let's see. Abraham. Here's a story. I took a side piece with me for a week. My retarded ass took pictures. A few months went by. I forgot the pictures. Whatever came across the pictures, know it now, divorced. Oh, Hey, Jackson, you got caught out there, huh, brother? I won't read all that, but pretty much what Jackson did is took his side piece to Vegas, had a hell of a time, and got caught with pictures, evidence. Brother, I'm not going to comment on that because there's something I want to say about that. Okay? I'll say this. Trucking is so shitty right now. Guys who have multiple families are struggling. Okay? I had a buddy of mine. He had a family in California out there in Compton. He got a family in Georgia and Atlanta. He got a family in Newark, New Jersey. And he got a family in fucking New York. Okay? You can't do that now. Struggling. But, brother, trucking, he was able to get around. Frederick, crazy question with the mess up market. Seems like y'all will survive better with a Class B job. Dump truck or trash truck. Hours. Hey, Frederick, you might be right. You might be right. Frederick, what happens is to a lot of truck drivers, we become complacent. Okay? You get used to this lifestyle of like kind of free range and then doing your own thing. And you get complacent. And ultimately what happens is you don't go back to like clock it in type of jobs. You know what I mean? Like I'll be honest with you, I was a very functional person when I was law enforcement. I had a nice shift. I'd be up every day without my alarm clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. Wake up automatically by myself. And about 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, I get sleepy and go to bed. But trucking is so over the map, you know, you're not on a regular schedule now anymore. Okay? And it's hard to adjust back to that life. Sean, I'm ready knowing this week's going to be a bad paycheck wise. It's just enough to cover my truck payment and fuel. I'll probably walk away with $300. Damn, Sean. Damn. Shamarcus. They say Trump signed a law Monday where all truckers have to speak English. Do you think that's really important, or do you think what matter, or does it matter what language people speak? Like I said, Shamarcus earlier, there's a lot of things I need to change for trucking to be profitable like it used to. So you gotta remember, 6 years ago, not everybody and their mama had a CDL. Okay, that's how we were profitable. I mean, when's the last time you see a company out here, right, that really offer a signing bonus? Okay, now they're just hiring folk. Okay, they're just hiring folk. And there's too many truck drivers out here, and whether you speak English or not, I don't know. I can't say that all the foreigners are causing a lot of issues. You know, a lot of these Eastern European guys, they're white. Okay, they're fucking people too. You know, up in Illinois, and the Russian companies and the Ukrainian companies, you know what I'm saying? And then you got a lot of these Indians too, right? The market's flooded with them. The Punjabis, you know, they come into the industry and they flood the market. So, you know, they speak English. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that needs to go on for trucking to really change. And honestly, I don't know what that is, bro. I just don't. Well, anyway, guys, I've been on here for about 80 minutes, longer than I really wanted to. Okay, I just wanted to tap in, see how my fans are doing, man. I hope y'all still got love for Rich. Divine 7. Hold on, let me get it right before I mess up. I don't want to mess that up. Divine Justice 7. Brother, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, man, another one. Wow. You guys are awesome, man. Oh, man, another one. God, that's awesome. Well, hell. Grove Dwayne, $5. Okay. Does anyone else notice truckers going extremely slow with hazards just to get back for home time VA? Nothing like getting home. Hey, Dwayne, you trying to get home ASAP, ain't you, brother? Dwayne just sent me $5, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And Divine Justice 7 sent me $50. Thank you very much, y'all. You know, supporting the channel, man, and just showing love is fucking awesome to me. You know, you don't get a whole lot of love out here on the streets. These truckers are a little rough with the love out here sometime, man. But look at this motherfucker. Is he? I'm about to flip the camera. I'm sorry, y'all. What the hell? What the? Anyway, guys, I've been on here long enough. I'm about to get some sleep, man. I gotta get by 4 in the morning and ride. Thank you guys for donations, man. You guys are fucking awesome, you know. The reason I started this YouTube channel, y'all, is just because I just, I like to document my life, but it's good to talk to some people sometime. You know, like I said, I don't get to talk to a whole lot of folk. I really don't. You're out here on the road, man, and after a while, listen to the radio and podcasts get kind of old. It just, I really missed that part of my life, man, where I was patrol when I was walking the streets of DC and Philly. Love chatting you, Rich. Always catch you live. Man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, Frederick, man, you be safe, man. Good luck to you, brother. I hope this new trucking career works for you. Just hang in there, man. All I'm going to tell you is hang in there. Hey, Frederick, before you go, how much money did you get away from robbing the bank? I have to know. I have to know, dude. How much money did you get away? How much did you get, buddy? Hey, Divine, Justice 7, be safe, make that money. Brother, I'm trying my best, brother. Not enough. Oh, no. Oh, brother, no. Sucks, man. It sucks. God, I gotta pull Ocean's 11. It can't be no other shit. I can't take a penitentiary chance for no bullshit, man. It gotta be Ocean's 11, man. I guess crime don't pay then, huh, Frederick? Yeah, you 100% right, bro. Unless you're pulling the Ocean's 11, it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Oh, God, it don't make no sense, man. I just can't. Let's pray for wealth, luck, and fortune, y'all. Let's see here. Oh, Frederick, no, I don't. Yeah, sure don't, brother. You know what sucks, Frederick? Last issue, man. Unless you're pulling the Ocean's 11, man, getting like $15 million, it ain't worth it. Even if you got $1,000 or $2,000, and a lot of those tellers are trained to only put a minimal amount. And a lot of banks don't have a lot of cash on them too. That's one thing you don't realize, right? Kenneth Wayne, Mr. Rich, can I ask you something without being gay? Yeah, Kenneth, go ahead, man. What you want to ask, brother? But a lot of those tellers, and then they put die packs in there. So you don't know the die pack goes off, man, and you gotta use paint thinner to get this shit off. I mean, it just, unless you're pulling it like that people who robbed that shit in California, that's the kind of penitentiary insurance I'll take. Oh man. Dwayne, thank you, brother, man. Thank you, man. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I need to report to my parole officer conversation with ex-law enforcement. Nah, brother, I wouldn't say nothing about that. I wouldn't say nothing about that. For sure, we all retired from the Philippines. No lady boys. Hey, Metal. I took the till. Oh, man, so that's probably not a lot of money then, Frederick. You probably didn't get away with $300-something on that one. Damn, Frederick. Damn, bro. You didn't think of that shit through? Coleman, what's up? Frederick, you didn't think that shit through? Like, would you walk in there and be like, yo, I'm going to get like $300? Like, what was you expecting? Shit, nah, $300. Oh, god damn, brother. Damn. You got $300? God damn. Damn, brother. Damn, that's, God. Oh, you got 8K. Oh, okay. Still, that's not a lot of money. That ain't a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. I have good reviews on my Philippines. Yo, my man, trucking like with Filipino wife, I know that dude is happy. Okay, listen, I seen them Filipinos. They are beautiful women. Okay, if you treat them right, they treat you right too. I love your videos, man. Please stop deleting videos. Please, I watch driving. I'm almost done. You delete. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that, Wayne. I won't do that no more, bro. I won't. I'm keeping them up for now. Only time I deleted them, man, I thought I was going to be working for the government. I had an interview with the immigration customs to be a asylum guy, but Trump said, fuck that. Fuck you. That's what he did. Anyway, yo, my super guys, thank you, man. I got to go. I got to get some sleep, man. I got to go deliver this fucking load. I'm going to try not to pull Ocean's 11. God, man, that's a lot of money. 15 million cash. Frederick, Rich, God, the bed 4 a.m. is really like 12 a.m. I'm gone. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Yeah. Peace and love. Like, subscribe, and continue to listen and support, y'all. I fucks with y'all. Peace.